And hello to you too. Hello, Queen Peter. Thank you. And thank you, Queensboro Dance Festival. So we're just going to wait a few seconds and we are going to let people join us so we can all dance together for this great event. Oopsie there. Hello. Welcome. Hey. I'm seeing a lot of people joining me on Instagram. Hello. And so I'm going to start. So, like I said, my name is Antara Saha, or if you say it the Bengali way, Antara. And I am from Astoria, Queens. So, and I've been living in Astoria for about 20 years now. But I'm actually an immigrant from India. I was born in Kolkata. So I'm very excited to be joining Queensboro Dance Festival today for their holiday dances around the world's borough. And truly, Queens is the world's borough. I've seen such amazing Queens artists throughout yesterday and today, and just before me was our hula group. Amazing job. And hopefully I can live up to them. So today I wanted to talk to you all about Diwali. And so the one thing I want to get out of the way is that in India and in the South Asian subcontinent, Christmas is celebrated. We celebrate Christmas. Christmas is celebrated by all those from all different religions and ethnicities throughout the subcontinent. But I wanted to focus on Diwali because as a Hindu, it is kind of our Christmas, where we get to dress up, we get new clothes, we get new presents and money, of course, from our elders. But we get to eat sweets and enjoy a really great festive time of the year with our family and friends and neighbors. So, Diwali is the festival of lights. The name itself kind of says it. So Diwali or Deepavali, Deep, Diya means light, and Avali means like a row of lights. So I don't know if you guys can see it. I have my little row of lights right there. So usually what happens is during this time of the year, we clean up the house, we start getting it decorated, and we start, putting different things around the house, from lights to little diyas, right? I'm going to show you guys a picture. And we do different things to kind of get the house and everything into that kind of, ambiance and, type of atmosphere to celebrate. So hopefully you guys can all see. I'm going to bring it over. So these are diyas. These are like, this is like the clay version. These are clay lamps that are usually painted, hand painted, and then they put a little oil right there in the middle. You put a little cotton strand, and you then light it up. And that's our little diyas, and we kind of put that all around the house. Then we do rangolis. If I can get this to focus. I'm sorry. My printer wasn't working today. There we go. So these are like rangolis. If you also search it up in Google, you can find some. So they're just basically out of like colored powder or colored rice, and you kind of make different designs out of it. Sorry guys, I'm also showing my YouTube live. And then also you have different types of diyas that, people around their house, they kind of just decorate the house with all these little lamps. So the great thing, in addition to that, we get to dress up, which is kind of my favorite part. So we dress up in different things like saris. Like this is one of my saris I got to dress up in this year, even though it was a COVID Diwali. But these can be simple to very fancy, and it's just a great time. So, but we're not here to talk about all of that, right? We're kind of here to do dance and see dance and learn about dance. So, a lot of the dances you may have seen throughout this weekend kind of have a specific maybe tie to the holiday. For us from the Indian subcontinent, for Diwali or any type of holiday that we celebrate, there isn't a specific dance per se, but those that know Indian classical dances, different dance forms, such as myself, like Kathak and Bharatanatyam, we use those dance forms and we present different type of dances. And one thing that I can say of learning Indian classical dance all these years is that we have various dances where the light or the diya is represented. And Diwali is about the good overcoming evil, light overcoming darkness. And that's what the diya is. Diya is to light up the house, to light up the life, and to rid your area, your surrounding of that darkness. And just a quick story. So different regions of India celebrate Diwali a little differently. And for Bengalis, we celebrate Diwali also along the side of Kali Puja, which is the celebration of Ma Kali, which is a variation of Ma Durga. So talking about Ma Durga brings me to my first dance that I would like to present to you all. This was choreographed by my late guru, Kumar Das, and it is called Aguner Poroshmoni. And Aguner Poroshmoni is a dance regarding light, regarding fire. Obviously, I can't dance with fire because I am in my home, but I will be dancing with little diyas in my hands. And I just want to make a quick plug. Carisha of Queensboro Dance Festival actually presented something yesterday called Fandango. Forgive me, please forgive me if I pronounced it wrong. And she was dancing with lights as well. So it's so great to see how our cultures, as different as they are, how similar we are. So my first presentation is going to be Agune Poroshmoni. Like I said, choreographed by my late guru, Kumar Das, and I hope you all enjoy it. Okay. Oh, sorry, just trying to get my music. All right. Hari Rai Boro Sharada Utat Tara Hari Rai Boro Sharada Utat Tara Woo! Okay. All right. Sorry. So I have to stop the music. So, sorry. Forgive my breath. Haven't danced like this in so long because of quarantine. If you're in the same boat as me, you know, put a thumbs up or say yes, because it's not the same. Dance, you know, our dance season, like many others, has been interrupted due to COVID, and I hope you all are staying safe out there. So, getting back to the dance. So, the one thing, you know, if I made any mistakes, please forgive me. I know I have some of my dance team members and those watching. So if I've made any mistakes, please forgive me. But like, as you saw, I've kind of touched upon different things in this dance, right? Diwali is about, like I said earlier, kind of finding how the goodness overcomes evil and things like that. So when in this dance you saw, I kind of showed different things, right? So one of the parts where you saw I kind of did this, Dekbe Alo. It's kind of saying that through, you know, all the pain and all the suffering and hardships, that there will still be light, that there'll still be that light at the end of the tunnel. And so with that being said, that's kind of what Diwali encompasses, but I feel like that's what also Christmas encompasses. Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, different holidays that are celebrated during this time, kind of talks about how good overcomes evil, how the light overcomes darkness, how Jesus was the savior, right? This was his birthday. So different things like that, and you'd be surprised how all these things connect. So I also wanted to kind of shout out who I dance with. So I obviously dance with Onudas Dance Academy Adda. So if you would like to see the performance that I just did, you can actually find us on YouTube and see the whole group performance that was done by us. And there's also another dance that you will see on our page called Anjali Lohamor, which was presented by two of our dancers in light of Durga Puja back in October. So that also refers to lights and, just kind of giving our respect to Ma Durga, to fire, to light, our respect to earth and those around us. And it's very spiritual. It's very from the heart. It's about feelings. And I hope that I'm able to portray that and show that to you all. And so Diwali, Christmas, all of these things are about unity, about coming together. So I wanted to show you guys a little breakdown of a choreography that I did for my high school students. I am also the Bollywood instructor at St. John's Prep High School here in Astoria. And last year, my students had performed for their Christmas showcase. Unfortunately, due to COVID, they weren't able to perform this year, and I am missing them a lot. So I wanted to kind of highlight them because, they are not from the Indian culture. And for them to come and learn from me after school means a lot to me, that they care to learn about another culture, about another dance. So a dance that they did last year, it's called Ananda Loke. It is also another dance about light coming into someone's life and things like that. So I wanted to present that to you guys too. So I'm going to show you the video, and then I want you guys to learn the dance from me too. But one thing I'm going to say, you guys don't have to learn the ballet in this choreography. I'm blessed to have talented students in my group, and they also, some of them knew ballet. So I decided to kind of combine the best of two worlds for their Christmas showcase last year, which was ballet and Bengali traditional dance. So I hope you guys enjoy. So for you, those on Instagram, I'm gonna actually show you guys my computer screen so you're able to view the video as well.
Antara,
Sorry?
And check off the box for sharing.
Okay. Okay. Does that work?
There we go.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull up the video so you all can see, and I'm gonna flip my screen here so you all can see this video. So like I said, this was performed by my St. John students last year during their showcase.
মহিমা তব উদ্ভাসিত মহাগগন মাঝে বিশ্বজগৎ মণিভূষণ বেষ্টিত চরণে আনন্দলোকে মঙ্গলালোকে বিরাজ
Alrighty. Okay, and I'm going to turn it back to myself. So I hope you guys were able to see that on Instagram. I know it was definitely easier for the YouTube viewers because it was a share screen. But I hope you saw like it was a different variation. Like I said, I am blessed to have such talented dancers on my St. John's team. And I kind of used their talents and kind of meshed it with the traditional Bengali dance because of the music. I was inspired by that music. But as you saw, I try to keep the focus more on just simple movements because the main focus was to be the diyas, the lights that was on my students' hands. And this choreography that I did last year was actually inspired by a dance that I learned from my late guru, Onam Kumar Das, years and years ago. So it's a very simple dance, but I think it's something easy that you guys can learn with me today. So I would hope you guys can share in this dance with me. So we're just gonna do simple movements. So I would say if you have some space, get some space up there in your room, in your wherever you are, in your living room, bedroom. If you have little tea lights, you can use those too. If not, you can use little any little small object you have to kind of just get the feeling of having something in your hand. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my lights and we're just gonna learn some very basic movements, things that a lot of us learn as Indian classical dancers, as a Bengali student that I've learned from my gurus, being that they are also from my ethnic background. So I'm gonna grab my little tea lights. They don't have to be anything fancy. Just if you guys want to kind of feel something in your hand to kind of understand what it feels like, I would suggest you get something small enough, similar to this. And we're just gonna do very simple movements. So usually it's when we're trying to focus on these kind of things and trying to keep the focus on the lights, we do very minimal, simple movements. So the first one is very simple that everyone can do, and it's just stepping one and up with your right leg, and then swaying to your left, swaying to your right, okay? And like I did in my first performance, we're gonna kind of show the light around the space to us. So you're gonna turn to your left. However, in Indian classical dance, we always step with our right foot first. So you're gonna go right, left, right, left, right. And you're gonna come back to where you started. So we're gonna do that movement again. But this time I want you to show the light around your space, around the vicinity that you are. So again, right, left, right, left, right, and you're back in your position, right? So now we're gonna put the two steps together. So you're gonna sway to your right, to your left, and then we're gonna come around. All right, and now we're gonna do some other movements. You're gonna take your right hand and you're gonna turn to your right side and bring it up. And then we're gonna bring it back down to the middle. And then we're gonna put our left hand up. And we're gonna bring it right back down. Yes, are you all with me so far? I hope so. So we're gonna do it one more time. We're gonna, from the middle, you're gonna bring your right hand up And you're going to turn to your right, and then you're going to bring it down, and you're going to bring it back up. To your left, and then you're going to bring it back down, and meet me in the middle, okay? Yes, we're all together. And now we're going to do something what you saw in the second video, where we sometimes show that by showing our respect, we do it to the feet of the deity. So we're going to show our respect to the feet of a deity by coming forward, right, left, right, and you're going to come down with your head down, hand down, and you're going to just bow your head, and now you're going to come back up to the middle. So from here, now you can kind of do the same variation of what we did standing. Swing to your right, swing to your left, right? And now we're gonna go, bring your hand up, bring our hand down, and then once again, bring our hand up, bring our hand down, and now we're gonna stand up. And you're gonna stand up and you're gonna open at the same time, right? And we're gonna take a turn again, right, left, right, left, right? And you're gonna bring it down, bring it around, and back up. And then you're gonna bring it down this way now, here. And we're gonna finish by sitting down and raising our diyas up. So these are very simple movements that I just shown you all. But like I said before, there's such variety to these dances, where you can go from complicated, where you kind of saw my first performance, where you saw not only did we do parts with the diya, but we rather also, with the diya, we also do other regular steps. So Agune Poroshmoni is a composition written by Rabindranath Tagore, which is a very well-known, famous Bengali laureate. So he had composed various writings and literature, but he also integrated dance along with his writings, and that is known as Rabindra Nitra, or Rabindric style of dance, which is like a Bengali folk style, but it encompasses different Indian classical steps. So that's what you saw in the first performance that I did today. So you saw us work with the diyas, but then I worked with different hand movements. So I kind of wanted to show you guys the names and how you actually do some of the hand movements as well. So if you guys, this one, you can just sit down on your chair, feet together, back straight, or if you're sitting on the floor, you can actually, in Indian classical dance, when we do our lessons, we actually sit down on the floor, crisscross applesauce legs, and you put up your right hand. And we always show when we recite them, we usually show it with our right hand. So this one, all hands, all fingers together, not like this, fingers together. This is pataka. The next movement, the hand gesture, is three patako. So this one I actually want to kind of focus on, is because as you see, my ring finger is down about halfway, right? So my ring finger is down halfway, correct? So what you do if you turn it this way is that from afar, this kind of symbolizes, I hope you all can figure it out, a diya, a light, a little lamp, right? So as you can see, like you see this little flame? So this is what this finger would represent, the flame of the light, right? So like if you can kind of, the real life comparison, the Indian classical gesture comparison. So three patako can be sometimes used to show a diya or a light. Sometimes we will hold our hand here, right, like this or like this, and you kind of show that you're doing puja for a deity. So sometimes in Indian classical dance, you'll see an Indian dancer maybe do this, right, showing flowers, and then we light a match, right, on the diya, and we pick it up and we show our respect to the deity by doing this, right? So that is one gesture that is used when we are talking about light and dancing and talking about light and diyas and little lamps. The next mudra is Ardha Pataka, and then we have Kartari Mukha. Okay, so these are just some of the basic movements in the beginning that many of the Indian classical dancers learn. And there's different gestures for different things. So as you saw when I was doing something, a reoccurring gesture was this one, where so your patako, you kind of now spread your fingers in like a fan-like position, right? So as you can see, my hand is flat, and I'm kind of like flaring out my fingers, and my thumb comes out, right? So this is called Alapadma. Okay, so usually Alapadma is kind of used to show flowers. Oh, excuse me, flower. So in this way, what happens is we also use this to show sunlight coming out, right? So if you start from here, right? This is also called Katari Mukaha, this hand gesture. So when you start from here, you bring it down and you kind of open, right? So from here, you're kind of showing like a new day, new light coming, okay? And if you kind of bring it around, you're kind of showing that the light is spreading, it's coming around. So things like that. And even when you're trying to show things around you, you can use patako, you can show around, right? Or you can do with Alapadma as well, where you show the different things around you. So there's so many layers to Indian classical dancing, and I feel like there's even different layers to Diwali itself, the holiday, because for most of India, Diwali is the celebration of the return of Lord Rama from his 14 years of exile, where he returns to his kingdom of Ayodhya with his wife Sita and his brother Lakshman after defeating the demon king Ravana. So in a lot of places in India, that is what Diwali is. It's a celebration of Lord Rama's return to his kingdom after defeating the demon king, and his kingdom lit up the kingdom in all these little lights, obviously not the fake ones, the real ones with oil that were hand painted and carved, right? And it's lit all over the palace. And then for someone like me, who's not only Indian, but my family comes from both sides of Bay of Bengal. My family comes from West Bengal in India, as well as Bangladesh. So being Bengali, for us, we celebrate Kali Puja, like I said in the beginning of this session. We celebrate Ma Kali, which is a variation of Ma Durga, and we celebrate her as, you know, overcoming that as well. She overcomes a very big event in her life of her husband, you know, Lord Shiva, you know, stepping on him and whatnot. So there's different variations to why Diwali is celebrated by different ethnic groups in India. And just like that, I think there's also different variations of Christmas for those. Everybody has different traditions. Everybody has different ways of celebrating. And I hope today that I was able to show you all different variations of Indian dance representing, you know, light and celebrating light and how it overcomes and the different values of it, the different depictions of it. I'm really hoping you all were able to see that. And I have a few minutes left. I kind of want to leave the last 5 minutes or so for anybody that may have questions here on Instagram. I'm not sure about my live and YouTube, but if you have any questions, I'm here to answer some questions. Also, I hope everyone is enjoying their holidays despite COVID restrictions, and I hope these two dances that I presented today has brought at least a little bit of light into your home today. And so, like I said, if there's any questions, I would love to answer some questions. But if you anything, you can also follow me on Instagram at imperfectlygreat. You can also follow my two dance groups, Onukdas Dance Academy, here on Instagram or on Facebook. You can also follow SJP Dance to follow my Bollywood team and the other dance teams at St. John's Prep. So I just want to give another big shout out to Queensboro Dance Festival and Queens Theater, who have partnered up for this event. I think this was a great opportunity for us to come together once again to bring dance and show how dance really is a universal language. I have one question. Okay, is there a specific meaning to every hand position? It's exquisite. Thank you for the compliment and thank you for the question. Yes, each hand gesture, each way it's held, the way you hold it, how far you hold it, actually has a meaning. So like I was saying earlier, with Alapadma, you can kind of show light, right? The day or the light, but you can also kind of, if you position it this way up, right? Sometimes we show, right? And then you bring another hand, right? And you can bring it down, showing like, okay, this is the sun, and then here's coming the sun rays, right? Or you can put Alapadma again, cross it with both hands, and it's kind of showing like a bunch of flowers, right? So there is definitely different meanings to each hand, how you hold it, how you present it. One of the hand gestures that I showed earlier, Kartari Mukha, this one, if you put it towards your eye, by doing this, you're showing the shape of the eye, right? Or you can do it this way and kind of, if you bring it kind of back and forth, kind of showing the river or like a pathway, right? So mahalo, thank you also. I'm so glad you've enjoyed the dance. I'm so glad to be here to share with you all. But like I said, there's so many different connections. Like I mentioned before, Kersha had presented yesterday, the executive director of Queensboro Dance Festival. She showed something from the Philippines called Fandango. Again, forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. But it was also had to do with lights. She danced with lights. So it's so nice to see how our cultures come together, even though we're so far apart sometimes in our heads. So if there's any more questions or anything, this is your time to ask. So if anything, if you would like to learn more about Indian classical dance, Onukdas Dance Academy, we are taking students. Again, if you follow us, all our information on our social media platforms, or you can reach out to me directly about classes. We are doing virtual classes right now because of COVID, and we are more than welcome to share our dance lessons with you all. No matter where you are in the world, whether you're in Queens or outside of Queens, you're more than welcome to join us. And I really, really, really hope that you all enjoyed my presentation tonight. Again, if I've made any mistakes or anything, please forgive me. And I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. But before I end, when Diwali comes around, we usually say, wishing you a happy Diwali, that it brings you happiness, prosperity, and joy to you and your family. But I'm going to make a little edit to that saying, and I'm going to say, wishing you all a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and may this bring you happiness, prosperity, and joy to you and your family. I know we're all restricted this year, but I really hope that despite it all, we have some type of joy by being together with our loved ones, whether it's close by or distant. So I hope you all have a great holiday, a happy new year, and I hope 2021 brings everyone a whole lot of new blessings and new opportunities. Thank you so, so much. Once again, thank you so much to Queensboro Dance Festival and Queens Theater for having me today to do this small little presentation on Diwali and Indian classical dance and how we celebrate our little Christmas. So thank you so much, guys. And again, Happy New Year, happy holidays. Stay blessed.